So when we built this house, we set it up to have central vacuum, mainly because we were building it ourselves, we were doing all the work ourselves, and the walls were off, so we had the opportunity to do it, so we just decided to do it. All that's really entailed in doing it is use this. It's called vacuum pipe, central vac tubing. It's 2-inch pipe. It's a little thinner. I don't know if we can see that there, but it's a little bit thinner than regular PVC pipe. You can use it, but from what I've read and what I've been told, this is better because it's smoother inside. And so the main things that we used was we used a lot of sweep tees, so sweep 90 tees. So that's where one pipe coming from one location would join in from another All you have to do is there's an arrow here, so the dirt's coming from one part, it goes in, you just got to go towards the suction. It's pretty straightforward, pretty easy. This is a sweep 90. It's just a little bit longer so it doesn't make a quick 90-degree angle. It's so whatever dirt and dust is coming through your pipes will go through without getting hung in the right here in this little angle. So it's pretty straightforward though. All you're doing is you're fastening these connectors together and running them through the walls from where you want. You don't want to have too many outlets in your house, and you're going to have a 30-foot hose, and at wherever you're going to have an outlet, you're going to put one of these in. Now this is for the central vacuum. This does include a plug for here for the actual, in case you use a vacuum brush that needs electricity. All of them don't have this, and you don't really need it. We didn't have hardwood. We have mostly hardwoods throughout, so we don't need the power brush, but it's good to have, especially since we could find electricity pretty easy. The drywall was off. We had easy access to it, so we just went ahead and did it. This part right here, it goes and hooks into your regular electricity outlet, and then this hooks in through your pipes. So let's say we had it like this. This is not the actual piece you would want to use here, but let's say we had it running down. Instead of the T, we would just use the 90, and you don't use a sweep 90 here, you use just a shorter, stubbier one, and that's mainly so you can get in and clean out any kind of buildup right here at this pipe. If it gets stuck right here, that's kind of where you'd want it to be stuck, because then you could just open up this, put your finger in there, and pull out any kind of trapped stuff. So you don't even glue this part together. The rest of it you glue together and run it through your wall. Then you also run a piece of low voltage wire, and that connects in the back here. And what that does, so it connects in these two ports. You just put a piece of wire here, piece of wire here. It doesn't have to be a heavy gauge, like an 18 gauge or something like that. It's just a light wire, and you just run that, you hook it here, you run it down your pipes all the way back to your central vacuum unit, and then when you come in, you plug in this kind of hose. So the hose has a metal ring around it. When you plug it in here, it connects those two electric leads of the low voltage wire, and then you click a button on your vacuum, and when it connects those two things together, it turns on the unit, which in our case is in the garage, but sometimes it's in a crawl space or an attic, wherever you'd like to put it, and that turns it on. So it's a pretty simple system, and I wasn't familiar with it really when we first were building, just because I didn't grow up having one, and I hadn't really been around them too often, but I had seen them, and it was like, hey, let's do that. while we have the option, and it's not going to cost us that much more, you can buy all this pipe and all this stuff off of Amazon, or you can find it locally. It is a little hard to find. You can't just go to Lowe's or Home Depot and pick it up. We had to go to a special place called Bright Electrical, but in your town there might be a vacuum store that specifically carries it. Like I said, ours was an electric store that carries it. But otherwise, it's a pretty easy system if you have the option to put it on. If you don't have all your walls off, you could still do this. You could run it through a closet in any kind of closet or somewhere where you're not really going to see it. You could put this in the corner of the wall, take it under the house, run it to a central location. It's going to be a little less convenient, but you could still do it if you chose to do that. And I've also got the OVO unit. It took me a year to actually buy one, but I also doing a little review of that. It's a pretty good unit as far as we can tell right now. It's got really strong suction. It plugged in pretty easy. It was really easy to hook up, and it does the job. So for the price, it's pretty good. All right, thank you.